At IMTEX, whenever people, especially at IMTEX forming,
Yeah.
when people enter Sol 3, they don't have to see anywhere. Whenever they enter, they are able to see a lot of metrology solutions and a lot of technologies showcased at Zeiss. And this time they are coming out with this special suit, which is digital transformation, what's happening. So today I am having with me Dhaval Radia. He's the CFO, Chief Financial Officer of Zeiss Group in India.
Yes.
So when I'm talking about Zeiss, I'm telling you I got the opportunity to be part of your IMT Manesar Technology Center. I believe that is something so commitment what Zeiss had. You already had a technology center, it was doing well, but then you decided to invest more and enhance the technology center so that the customers can get benefit out of it.
Absolutely.
Being the CFO, each and every money counts. We see that Zeiss is investing heavily on India.
Yeah.
So what is the story all about?
So Hari, if you look at India, just if you look at the last 10, 15 years, the manufacturing sector as a whole is going through a structural upgrade. It is primarily driven by, the entire Make in India initiative driven by our Prime Minister. But at the same time, there is so much going on in the country in terms of local demand increasing, domestic output and production increasing, that manufacturing has to keep pace with it. So one of the trends that we have seen in India is that not only that there is growth in manufacturing, the entire quality is getting upgraded. The way manufacturing sector was perceived as, a low-cost option is changing now. It is more of quality that is driving the next generation of evolution and growth in India. So all we are trying to do at Zeiss is to make sure that we capitalize as well as lead this transformation that is going on in India through Make in India initiative. Our tech center that you mentioned in Manesar is actually one of the prime examples of how we are investing in technology to drive this growth in quality and domestic production. We see a lot of industries demanding much higher quality output. And if you want quality output, you need quality equipments to generate that kind of output. And Manesar is just one example. But also more recently, we have also started to see one more thing that is really strong initiative and something that Zeiss believes deeply in. And that is to localize some of our manufacturing. Because as the growth happens, as the demand for quality output increases, we also believe that our services should be as much localized and aligned with local demands. So we have already started investing heavily in India, not just on the tech front, but also in terms of localized manufacturing front.
So that was the next question actually I was asking. What you told about two important points. One was Make in India, and another was the quality.
Right.
So when it comes to Make in India, I think you already touched the point that you are trying to localize. I think that is what the Bangalore Bluebird project is all about.
Yes, exactly. It's a very large-scale facility that we are building in Bangalore. And that facility caters to a lot of Zeiss businesses, but IQS as one of our businesses is a prime facility in terms of production over there. What it is going to help us is to do two things very differently. One is to serve the local demand with local production, which means better service for the customer, faster service for the customer, and more alignment in terms of customer requirement. And the other thing it is going to do is to ensure that we have a continuous engagement with the industry, even on the manufacturing front, so that whenever there is requirements that are defined, which are categorically for India's developmental and manufacturing sector, we are at the forefront of providing those solutions from India itself.
See, as a person who promote Make in India a lot, I personally feel Indian local supply chain and manufacturing ecosystem should grow.
Absolutely.
But then, when it comes to quality, and one company who never had problem in pricing and all those things, I believe is Zeiss. Because there is no other option. You are a market leader, even you make in Germany or you make in India. People don't see price when it comes to Zeiss, they see the solution. So you have that market leadership. So getting localization, getting the right kind of raw material in India, do you think that there can be a challenge?
It's definitely a challenge, but that's not a challenge we haven't overcome in the past. If you look at Zeiss globally, we have localized our operations in several countries where the local demand supported that, and we have overcome such challenges before. So we are very well averse with the kind of challenges you face initially while you localize manufacturing, but we also know how to work with the local ecosystem to ensure that we overcome those challenges over a period of time. That's the whole fun part of a growth journey. You learn, you evolve together, not just as one company, but also as an entire ecosystem. So what will happen that I envision happening in India over the 10 years is that not only there will be manufacturing that will be localized by Zeiss and several other companies, but also the suppliers around these big, large manufacturing companies that are known for its quality products, like you said, will also grow, will also evolve, and will also require higher firepower in terms of quality and research in order to cope up with the growing demand of the Indian industry.
And I think there's a very good sentiments happening. The many precision component manufacturers, where I believe the IQS is having a very good business,
Yes.
is growing. China Plus One policy is helping India. So it's a great sign, I believe, for Zeiss.
It is a wonderful sign. We really believe that India is at a cusp of a revolution. You can almost say that this is the second industrial revolution we are going through. The first one was when manufacturing picked up in India, and now second one is when quality manufacturing is picking up in India.
True.
And like you said, Zeiss is the leader in many of its segments, and we continue to use that leadership to evolve along with our customer requirement and serve many more segments than we have done before. So in some of our latest endeavors, you will see that software is picking up as much as our manufacturing and equipment business is picking up, because software is requirement along with IQS measurement system. A higher software services gives you much bigger edge than just pure equipment play. And we are doing a lot of work over there also to boost our future growth in India.
Yeah, when I come to this stall, I see this Zeiss quality suit, and I think that is the way forward, where you also understanding and investing on it.
Yeah.
I have one last question to you.
Mhm.
From microscopes.
Sure.
Zeiss have came a large way. Even if you see in India, many people know Zeiss with the kind of lens you provide. Many people, the vision is where you rule, and IQS, the industrial measuring, which is more close to my heart. If you say that, as I work with the manufacturing, how IQS business is important role plays in your Zeiss group in India?
It is a very critical part of Zeiss. I cannot highlight that enough of how critical this part of business is. It is, especially in the Indian context, where manufacturing is just taking off. Zeiss overall, is, like you said, initially, the history of Zeiss, if you look at it, they were always the leader in optics and optoelectronics. Manufacturing and measurement specifically falls right into that because of the requirements of precision. It has always been Zeiss's forefront, and it will continue to be. If you look at globally, we invested 15% of our revenue last year in research, and that has been the trend for several years now. It will continue to remain because that's our commitment to innovation. And as long as that remains, we will continue to remain committed to providing quality products and more precision through a lot of products that we are launching now. And that is the trend I continue to see growing in future as well.
Thank you, Mr. Radia. It was seriously a lot of insights for me listening from you, that how Zeiss is looking at quality and especially IQS. And thank you very much for sharing your time with us. And we wish Zeiss Group all the very best in the coming days.
Thanks, Hari. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me over.